Yeah, hi, whoever is listening to me. But going back to clouds and things, I've been pondering about many of those. I've been pondering all my life. I've been basically all my life watching the clouds. We used to drive for 2.5 days in summer holidays from the southern middle of Europe to the northern part of Europe. There hasn't been anything like internet invented yet, so no cell phones like we have today. So the stuff what I had with me for the trip to the north was a bunch of those little travel books with this plastic wrap thing around, and I had three of them about clouds and a few other ones, and also a big one about animals and nature stuff. So if you sit 2.5 days in the car, you probably have said the things you wanted to say in the first half an hour. you know. So if you travel the whole time north and you know the direction you go from the south to the north, you basically know how wind stuff is working out there. I've been telling you in school and stuff you find. It was always fascinating, always. When I was working, I was working on roofs for many years because I wanted to see the clouds. It's not that I'm really interested in making roofs. After all, you learn it once, then you can do it. And after that, it's not that interesting anymore. But anyway, today I was thinking about connection between things, like stumbling over dots, many dots I've stumbled across, and try to search for a connection between the dots. Really try to stay open minded, and somehow I have to say it again. Recently, let's say in the last recent months, I started somehow to find myself in being interested in, for me, until then, basically an unknown. It's not a theory, I would say, because it's provable physical ways, time after time after time. It's called the Electric Universe. Thunderbolt project here on YouTube, you really have to check out. But I warn you, it will definitely prove, or no, it will definitely test. One thing what is really basically unmeasurable. It is the, how to say, the level of your being open-mindedness. I don't know how to explain that really in deeper, but many people call people who don't behave like nicely or stupidly or wrongly, people who don't care about stuff, people call them still idiots. There's a really nice Greek explanation I found once. No, it was not in Greek, it was in English, but from the Greeks, where the word is from, like at least according to those, a Greek old word. But yeah, it's basically like people who don't care, people who consciously keep on to their own worldview because it suits them. They would never agree with something which wouldn't suit them in any way because it's really easy being seen as a threat, a really big threat also to the thing which many people still can't comprehend to many people. It's admitting of being wrong or admitting of following the wrong path or however. Now I was reading about space stuff all my life. Haven't been that much into it in the last 10 years or something. Yeah, I was buying magazines and reading every now and then stuff, but not really on top of the edge, following it like what's going on in real time. But it happened basically 2 years ago or something. All of a sudden I understood that something massive is happening. I just felt it, and now I had circumstances in my life which made me really confused because I got proven wrong time after time, like how society works, how I've been told the society works, and I have found out I had the experience of how society works, and it's not how they tell us in school. And I went through a quite rough deconditioning process. And I would say I lived this basic life what a Western person can live. And all of a sudden, everything was changed. And I was shocked. I was shattered. I was really lost. So I somehow realized that even though everything is all of a sudden really different, totally different, no one ever talked about that in school. I realized that's a reality too. So, what does that mean? Never talked about that. No one ever told. Yeah, they talk about the good stuff, commercial thing, but they don't talk about the small letters which are written down there. So, anyway, back to this question. What do clouds and thoughts have in common? Today, when I took this picture, I was running bicycle, made a fishing trip, a little one, didn't catch any yet this year. So, but anyway, I thought about this question, and the funny thing is, like immediately when I was asking this question myself while doing something, I knew the answer. And I was really surprised that, first of all, it was already there. I didn't have to really think about it. It was just there. And it perplexed me because it made sense. And this was really surprising. And the thing what clouds and thoughts have in common is they're held together by electricity. Think about that. Do you remember the guy in Matrix who told that all thoughts are just electromagnetic impulses interpreted by your mind? So, clouds, they are being held together by electromagnetic fields until gravity and other stuff takes over. And after watching many, many, many years clouds, I don't know how many clouds pictures I have. I have many pictures from clouds when you didn't even have digital cameras. And all of a sudden today, not while even thinking about that, I realized this. It's electricity. And that's something really, I don't know, for me at least, mind blowing to understand, really grasp the thing, especially in these times we're living now. Um, because if you think about that, electric charge, streams of electricity are everywhere. So here it is. They are. It is. This one on the right is from Mavstar Observatory. I will put a link down below. Check out his site. Give him some money if you have. I don't have. I would. But anyway, one of the best, like real research doing YouTube channels about polar shift and all this stuff. They have their own equipment out in the world. They don't rely on outer sources or whatever. And this one is somewhere from Wikipedia or Google or whatever. And I made some videos about this too. That's a magnetic anomaly. And if you watch closely, here you can see this island, which is this one. So the Siberian traps here are here. That's the same region. Here it's written basalt. As far as I understand, or like read stuff about it, some would probably call it even research. I don't know. I'm just interested. So that's the things what they have in common. They're at the same place. And if we go to check out some earthquake stuff, if we go here to the map, I didn't pay for this application, so it's a little bit map settings. Probably not. Just sorry for that. Earthquake filter, 7 days. Let's see what it shows. Does it show anything? No. No, there's nothing to see here. Yeah, little joke. Well, anyway, but I use every now and then computer. I would really like to make a video with a computer. Would be much easier, but until then, I just do it like that. So, the Siberian traps. Let's go a little bit down here. Can we zoom out? Yeah, you can't zoom out anymore. Freaks out. I went closer even. Yeah, anyway. That's the island we were talking about before. Siberian traps are here. So I noticed that the earthquakes start to get this direction. Like many months ago. Let's see if there's something more visible here on that version. No, it doesn't change. Yeah, but there was some activity like up here recent days. And the thing is about those Siberian traps. If you watch at those, they're fractals. Or what this other lightning shape thing was. I don't remember. Lichtenberg or something. But anyway, back then when I was thinking about those Siberian traps, because if they would have anything to do with pole shift and earthquakes and all these kind of things, the one thing which made me think about those was basically that they were, how to say, they rose really deep from underground upwards, and they are still connected to the, how to say, source from which they rose up to the surface. Siberian traps. Yeah, let's take the English version. It's probably easier for you to understand. Yeah, it's volcanic rock. Okay. Which is probably quite wrong because it's not volcanic, because there's not one single volcano like really known big or whatever there. I would claim that this Siberian Traps region is an electrical discharge, Thunderbolt, really big discharges area. So it's probably just got sucked from the inner of the earth through electrical discharge and stayed there. I don't know. But the point is, sorry for that, the point is that why I thought there has to be some connection, or they have to somehow interact with the whole thing which is going on with our pole shift and, this induction energy coming in and energy cycles on Earth. Why they probably now would go more into the attention of other people too is that they are still connected to the very deep source of where they came from, and they are probably highly electromagnetically active still. They could probably attract or trigger or something like, big stuff. It's like a big magnet, or, if it's connected deeply underground still nowadays, and our magnetosphere is weakening and stuff is getting mixed up. Probably those Siberian traps, they will come more into focus. If you want to see, or yeah, like I was making videos about those some time ago already, without knowing about anything about electric universe. That's for me still basically a new thing. It just makes so much more sense, everything. Yeah, talking about anomalies. Huh. I still have no idea what to make out of this. I bet that's some kind of electromagnetical discharge charge things, you know. Thunderbolt, lightning strike. At least 3 times it happened. Or NASA used 3 times the same picture with a little bit of modulation. I have no idea. They look strikingly similar. There are slight differences in those little details, and we got many pictures of those, or like we got many frames. Yeah, and it's the third time I wrote them. Like there was no updates, and this time I didn't got any answer back email. Last two times, the first time and the last time, I got some answers, some little text. Yeah, now it's on, and yeah, thank you. This time I didn't got any answer, but it took a day, and we got pictures again. So I have no idea if it's just coincidence, but the first time it was my email probably which made it work again. A few weeks ago. You can watch the video. There is proof for that. So there was another thing. Yeah. About the rocks. If you watch this picture here, let's make a little change to that in order for you to probably easier to understand what I mean. Let's do this together. Yeah, it feels funny. I have no idea who is listening. Is there anyone listening? So let's save the copy. This I learned. And now we have to make something. Create. Collage. Let's take this one. And then we go here. And we take this one. And then collage. Save. What? What's that? I don't want. Here it is. Is there any similarity in that? I would say yes. And is there anyone else talking about this? Like what happened now in the sun 3 times in a row, or is it the same picture? There are really many similarities, many small details which are different. I don't know. There hasn't been, like, there's a lot of data missing. One of those flashes is one frame. So on other SDO or wherever, it's really easy to erase it if it just takes a second or something for this to happen. You will never see any trace of that on those other SDOs or what have you. Yeah. What have clouds and thoughts in common? They are held together by electricity. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks.